On March 14, 2025, news broke of a potential travel ban affecting citizens from 43 countries. This proposed ban, considered the most extensive in recent history, signals a return to the Trump administration's hardline stance on immigration. If implemented, this ban would surpass the restrictions imposed during Trump's first term, impacting a wider range of nations and travelers. The proposed ban immediately sparked controversy and debate, raising questions about its legality, rationale, and potential impact. The Trump administration argues that the ban is necessary for national security. They claim it will protect the United States from terrorism and other threats. Critics argue that the ban is discriminatory and will harm innocent people. They also question its effectiveness in actually preventing terrorism. The proposed ban has been met with mixed reactions from the public. Some people support the ban, saying that it is necessary to keep the country safe. Others oppose the ban, saying that it is discriminatory and will harm innocent people. It remains to be seen how the proposed ban will be implemented and what its ultimate impact will be. The ban is likely to face legal challenges. Similar bans implemented during Trump's first term were initially blocked by courts. However, a revised version was eventually upheld by the Supreme Court. It remains to be seen whether this new ban will survive legal scrutiny. The proposed travel ban employs a three-tiered system, categorizing countries based on perceived security risks. This system divides targeted nations into red, orange, and yellow lists, each with varying degrees of travel restrictions. This tiered approach aims to provide a more nuanced approach to travel restrictions compared to a blanket ban. The red list represents the most stringent tier, imposing a complete travel ban on citizens from 11 countries. This list includes Afghanistan, Bhutan, Cuba, Iran, Libya, North Korea, Somalia, Sudan, Syria, Venezuela, and Yemen. The inclusion of these countries reflects long-standing U.S. foreign policy concerns, particularly related to terrorism, human rights, and political instability. The orange list designates 10 countries subject to restricted travel, allowing entry for specific categories like affluent business travelers. However, those on immigrant or tourist visas would face restrictions. This tier includes Belarus, Eritrea, Haiti, Laos, Myanmar, Pakistan, Russia, Sierra Leone, South Sudan, and Turkmenistan. The rationale behind including these countries appears to stem from concerns related to information sharing, human rights practices, and potential security risks. The yellow list, comprising 22 countries, represents a conditional tier. These nations are given 60 days to address U.S. concerns regarding information sharing on travelers, passport security practices, or selling citizenship to individuals from banned countries. Failure to comply could result in their reclassification to either the red or orange list. This tier includes countries like Angola, Antigua and Barbuda, Benin, Burkina Faso, and several others, primarily from Africa and the Caribbean. The legal basis for the proposed travel ban stems from an executive order signed by President Trump on January 20, 2025. This order mandates that the State Department identify countries with inadequate vetting and screening practices for travelers. Based on this assessment, the State Department can recommend partial or complete suspension of entry for nationals from these countries. The report detailing these findings is due next week. Despite the executive order, significant uncertainties surround the implementation and scope of the travel ban. One pressing question is the status of existing visas held by citizens from the targeted countries. It remains unclear whether these visas would be revoked, or if current visa holders would be subject to the ban. Another significant concern revolves around the exemption status of green card holders from the listed countries. Green card holders, as permanent residents of the United States, typically enjoy greater travel privileges. However, the proposed ban's impact on their status remains ambiguous. Adding to the uncertainty is the potential for modifications to the draft list of countries subject to the ban. The administration has indicated that the list is not final and could change before its official implementation. This fluidity further complicates the situation for travelers, airlines, and businesses with ties to the listed countries. The proposed travel ban carries stark echoes of similar measures enacted during Trump's first term. These previous bans, targeting citizens from several Muslim-majority countries, triggered widespread protests and legal challenges. While initially blocked by courts, a revised version focusing on 8 countries was ultimately upheld by the Supreme Court. However, these controversial bans were short-lived. Upon assuming office in January 2021, President Biden swiftly revoked them, labeling them discriminatory and counterproductive to American values. The reintroduction of such a ban under Trump's renewed presidency signals a return to a policy approach that many considered discriminatory and harmful to U.S. interests. The rationale behind the current ban, while citing national security concerns, remains a point of contention. The administration argues that the ban is essential to prevent individuals with malicious intent from entering the United States. They point to instances of terrorism and the need to protect national security as justification for these restrictions. However, critics argue that the ban is discriminatory and ineffective in achieving its stated goals. They point to the lack of evidence linking citizens from the targeted countries to terrorism in the United States. They argue that the ban unfairly targets individuals based on their nationality and will likely fuel further division and animosity towards the United States. The proposed travel ban carries significant implications for diplomacy, trade, and cultural exchange. It risks straining relationships with the targeted countries, many of which are important U.S. allies or partners in various global endeavors. The ban could also have economic consequences, potentially disrupting business travel, tourism, and academic collaborations. The ban's impact extends beyond geopolitical ramifications. It touches upon the very fabric of American society. It raises questions about the country's commitment to its founding principles of inclusivity and equal opportunity. The ban's potential to discriminate against individuals based on their nationality or origin challenges the notion of the United States as a nation built on immigration and diversity. As the proposed travel ban navigates legal challenges and public scrutiny, its ultimate fate remains uncertain. However, one thing is clear: this policy has reignited a fierce debate about national security, immigration, and the values that define the United States in an increasingly interconnected world. Thanks for stopping by today, Hot Reels. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give it a like. Your support helps us bring you more amazing content. Stay connected with us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, Pinterest, and Threads for the latest updates and trending reels. Subscribe now and be part of the fun.